Leah Lawrence.
And I'm her husband, Mitch Lawrence.
And you are listening to the Southern Spirits Podcast, where I regale my husband with Southern stories of the macabre, the creepy, and the strange.
And I drink.
And what are we drinking tonight, Mitchell?
Our beer tonight, Leah, is not a beer at all. We have spicy ranch water hard seltzer.
Gross.
Yeah. It's manufactured for Lone River Beverage Company in Houston, Texas, under special agreement, Abita Springs, Louisiana. No idea what that means. Good luck.
Abita makes root beer that's really good.
Well, they also make beer, too.
Well, I know, but I like the root beer.
Okay. These are 4% alcohol by volume. Let's read the can, and just a fair warning for both of ours tonight, they're a little long, so you can just kind of relax for a second.
That's
Here
what
we go.
she said.
Ugh. Well, okay. A lone river cuts through the high desert of far west Texas. Out of the Lone River flows ranch water. Legend has it, the first soul to taste ranch water followed miles of Texas stars until found asleep under a piñon tree. While what transpired on that journey remains a mystery, its spirit inspires to this day. And that's it. About this hard seltzer, I love spicy and or savory drinks. This has on the can that it's made with 100% agave, natural lime juice, and jalapeno flavors. And I think that this is fun. It is up my alley. The initial lime flavor is there, and it's followed by like just a kind of spiciness on the back of the mouth, like right where the throat starts, if that makes sense. And it's an overall good experience. I don't necessarily like it that much, but it's not bad whatsoever. Leah, what do you have to say about it?
It's hot trash garbage. It tastes like what leaks out of your butthole after you've had too much Taco Bell the night before. It is
Jesus
not
Christ.
tasty.
No, it doesn't.
0 out of 10. Would not recommend. You told me that it was not going to be spicy, and it in fact was spicy, and I hate it.
It's really
very
not
much.
spicy. Like there's a little bit there at the back of the
Also,
throat.
ranch water just sounds like something that Texas would come up with. Like,
Well, yeah, it's from Texas.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like you should like mix a packet of Hidden Valley into it. You know, like
Ooh,
that's
that
just,
might be good. Ooh, that sounds so good.
It's just nasty.
Anyway, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 because I think it's fine, but I'm definitely not going to try it again. Seltzers are fun anyway, but spicy seltzer, ooh man, now we're talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 0 out of 10, even though I don't get a vote because you ambushed me with it and it was awful.
Well, here we go. Because the shot in the dark is one of the weirdest things I've ever had. This is Dread River Vodka, distilled and bottled by Dread River Distilling Company in Birmingham, Alabama, so it's close by. 40% alcohol by volume. And let's read the bottle. Again, this is going to be a minute, so here we go. Dread River was founded in the spirit of adventure, the notion that life is precious, not fragile. Each day we strive to confront our fears, embrace challenges, and seize every opportunity. As we push away from shore and drift into deep water, we ask that you join us on our journey, a journey of passion, of ambition, of discovery. Let the current of adventure carry you, and when you toast to your accomplishments, reach for us. We are all on this journey together. Little pretentious too, right?
Yeah, very much so.
Well, it has absolutely no right to be so pretentious.
So they're giving Orpheus a run for their money.
I do not understand what is happening in this vodka at all. The pretentiousness, and then it's like, we're going to do something funky with the vodka because we are cool like that.
It is
and
funky.
We put a fun slogan on it. And, oh my God, I have no idea how to describe it. It's almost like gin. It has like a juniper berry flavor, almost like a toasted marshmallow kind of thing. It's weird. It's really weird. I cannot explain to you how fucking weird this vodka is.
It's almost got a floral note to it. I feel
Yeah.
like if you're a gin drinker, but you're not a huge vodka drinker, this is a vodka that you would enjoy.
Yeah.
It's got odd botanical notes that I don't care for in a vodka, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
Definitely something herby, like a fennel sausage or something is in this.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't prefer gin flavors, so it's not something that I like. But I think it's probably a great quality spirit. I just don't care for the flavor.
I don't either. I gave it a 6 out of 10 on ice because I'm able to stomach it, and it's fine. It's just fucking weird. Okay, it's not necessarily bad. It's just weird. I even gave it a 7 out of 10 with cranberry juice because it gets a little bit better. But it actually penetrates the cranberry juice, which nothing else I've ever had does.
Not a good enough reason to use the word penetrate.
You can taste this through the cranberry juice because it penetrates, Leah.
It shouldn't penetrate. Don't penetrate the cranberry.
A 6.5 out of 10 overall. It's oh God, I just don't understand. I'm going to try it with the cranberry again.
Yeah, it's weird, and hopefully
yes,
you have to take shots of it.
This is the leftover cranberry juice from my dick fungus. So
you could have just called it a UTI and left it at that.
Anyway.
Oh.
Well, that's it for the alcohols. And you'll notice right off the bat, let's address the elephant in the room or the cat in the box for what it is if you're watching on YouTube. We made Steve a box because, number one, he's a fucking problem while we're recording.
Yes.
And number two, this black felt we have on the table gets overrun with his hair, as you may have seen in past episodes. The table's just covered in Steve fur.
Yeah, just a fine layer of cat fur.
Yeah, so we just ran the robot on it.
Roomba.
The Roomba vacuum.
His name is Alfred.
On the table like 12 times.
Yeah.
That helped. And we lint rolled it. And now we have him a box up here. So there's that. And also to address that we were off last week because I am incredibly busy with school at the moment. And I'm here by special appearance, just like all the sovereign citizens are for their court appearances.
Also, someone in my family had some medical issues that, we had to take a little time for. But
yeah, that too. But primarily me being here by special appearance. So you're all very welcome that I'm able to take an hour and a half out of my day at this moment.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy for us. And I'm off of all of my antibiotics for the first time in what feels like months. So
yeah, I
can drink too. And that's exciting. So,
and also, nobody told me that college was so fucking time consuming.
No shit,
Jesus
Sherlock.
Christ. Like the first time I tried it, it wasn't that bad.
Because you failed out of
Christ.
it.
I didn't fail out, but I definitely failed some. And also, I didn't fail at making friends, Leah.
Oh, well, good for you. I got a degree and some bridesmaids out of it, so.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm just saying, the first time wasn't near as time consuming. Like, I've got shit to do all the time for the next couple weeks, so we might miss another episode in the next week or two. I don't know.
I'm really trying and hoping not to. I've gotten some things pre-written so we can, be ready to go when you do have time. But like I said, Mitch is in his second to last semester of
Penultimate.
Penultimate.
That's one of my favorite words. Please use it whenever possible.
It is actually an appropriate time to use the word penultimate.
Thank
so we'll
you.
use it. He's in his penultimate semester of college, so it will get a little bit of...
As long as I don't have fun.
Yeah, get a little shaky from here on out. But hopefully, he can make it through, get that paper, and then we'll be set to be a little bit more consistent.
To pay off some loans.
Yeah, that too. That's going to suck. But you know what?
I really think that I've managed
my time...
Life is loans
at this point.
I really think I've managed my time well this week enough to where I won't be overrun the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
But I still have a lot to do the next couple weeks, so we'll see how it goes.
But tonight we're going to do our podcast, then relax with a little bit of Space Jam.
Oh, yeah, Space Jam came out today.
Who's excited?
By the way, it's Friday.
Yeah,
Space Jam came out today.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's probably going to be god-awful, but I'm going to watch it on my brother's HBO account. So.
Let's get that piece of shit out of the way.
So excited.
It has gotten such bad reviews.
Oh, yeah, I'm very excited about how bad this is going to be. Lola Bunny doesn't look like she should.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's not Jackson.
Whoa,
Jesus,
Leah.
Michael Jordan isn't involved. I don't know.
Well, no, there's Michael Jackson.
To be fair, I got it right the first time too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm excited. We're gonna watch Space Jam after this. So we're gonna get through some sassy Southern sayings. We're gonna get through some excellent stories. We're gonna get through a toast, and then we're gonna Space Jam.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm excited about it because I don't really have anything to watch now that Loki's over, because Loki was just 6 episodes and that show was great.
It was really good.
It wasn't WandaVision, but it was good.
Yeah, WandaVision was better just thematically, but I really found my Halloween costume there, though. So spoilers, plug your ears for the next 30 seconds if you haven't watched all of Loki.
There's not much spoilers.
Everybody's probably seen it already, but I'm going to be Alligator Loki for Halloween if everything pans out, because that is the best character in that show. So yeah.
I kind of want to be Kang the Conqueror, but I also don't want to do blackface.
I was going to say, let's stick away from that. How about you be Frog Thor?
I would love to be Frog Thor.
I will be
love
Loki
that.
Gator, and you can be Frog Thor.
Yeah.
Yes? Yes. Yeah. Halloween sorted.
Yeah.
Very excited.
I'm very excited for that. That sounds great.
Yes. All right. Okay. Well, we figured Halloween out. We're going to watch Space Jam tonight. We're feeling good. Who's ready for Sassy Southern Sayings?
Steve is. Look at him, already napping.
Yeah. Also, if you're not watching this on YouTube, Steve has the box, and I've actually decorated the box, and it says Steve the Booze Cat.
We figured out
booze cat.
how to corral him because he has been such a fucking problem ever since we started doing. He likes to try
to knock over the camera. He likes to sort of groom himself on the camera, and that's not great. Hopefully we figured out a little bit of something where Steve the Booze Cat can be a focal point, but not knock the camera over.
The main thing about it is for some reason he loves this table.
Yeah.
It's just a flat plastic table with a black felt on it. It was going to be a poker table, but it's really hard to make a poker table. So he just
melted it.
Like this is my office that we're in back here, and like I'm doing all my schoolwork and playing video games back here. So Steve likes to sit on the table, and like my chair goes right behind where the camera is if you're watching. And so he'll just like grab this chair I'm sitting in, he'll grab the back of it and like pull down. I'll be in the middle of like playing something and just go, "Oh shit." And he'll just step on my chair, and then I'll go, "Steve, no," and he'll just lay on the table. He loves this fucking table.
He does. So we've got him.
Got him a box.
We got him a box. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
I'm still struggling with post-COVID problems with my stuttering and my lack of smell, so still apologies. But anyway, all right, let's do the Sassy Southern Saying of the evening.
Yay.
All right, today's phrase is having a come apart.
Okay.
And the sentence is, Lord, I about had a come apart when I locked my keys in that car.
It just means to freak out. I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm causing a scene.
Yeah, but to like a socially unacceptable degree. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like you can have like a breakdown, a meltdown, an upset, but having a come apart is like you done like showed your ass in the Walmart parking lot. Like it's a problem.
It won't matter there. You've showed your ass in the Publix parking lot. Thank you, Leah.
What?
In the Target parking lot, you've showed your ass. Walmart, it won't matter.
Walmart's less classy. I was like, when did I show my ass at Target?
No. I wasn't talking about you.
Okay.
I'm saying if you have a come apart in the Target Starbucks, you and I are going to have a problem.
Yeah. A come apart is pretty public. It's dramatic. It's like at the end of your rope, an absolute like fuck everything. Fuck everything. I'm just done with life.
Fuck everything and fuck everything.
I was going to say everyone and everything, and I think I did it twice for the everything. Whatever. Once again, stuttering problems. Thanks for helping me have a come apart, Mitchell.
You're doing great.
Yeah, but anyway, that's what it means. Okay. So if you ever like just absolutely lose your shit at work sometime, you're having a come apart. It's okay. You'll make it through. But now you know what to call it. And it is, the etymologically speaking, it came from the phrase coming apart at the seams, which, kind of makes sense. But
all of my pants have done. In the crotch.
It doesn't really come apart at the seams. It's like seam adjacent. You just rip them. The seams are fine. It's you've worn out aside the seams.
I have no more jeans left because every time I get in my... Not every time. Eventually getting into my car, the crotch just blows out of them. Ugh. Well, I mean, it's okay. So for the last year, we haven't really had a dress code at work. Yeah. We've been wearing jeans. So I've torn 2 or 3 pairs of jeans in the last year. Yeah. So now I have no more jeans.
Yeah, well, we need to get you a pair of those, or a couple pairs of those this weekend.
Yeah, because I'm going to blow one out pretty quickly.
As I say, you got to have a backup pair, apparently. Anyway. All right, so that was the Sassy Southern Saying of the evening. Are you ready to go into our very first story?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, we're going to White Bluff, Tennessee, and we're going to be talking about the White Bluff Screamer.
Oh, I've had a White Bluff Screamer a time or two.
It and does sound gross,
by that,
it?
I both mean a sexual partner and a spicy poo-poo. Both of them were White Bluff Screamers. White Bluff?
White
Bluff Screamer. Bluff. Yeah, both of them were White Bluff. Yep.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Gross. Yeah. Okay. So there are a couple of different thoughts as to what this particular entity actually is, and we're going to go into that. And there are also a couple of stories, just like all of the other little local folklores. Everybody has their own take, their own specific, details that they add to the story. But I'm going to tell you sort of the standard version that you can find in most books and local Facebook haunting pages on Halloween. I'm going to tell you the bog standard, like normal one.
Bog standard?
Yes.
Okay. Wasn't sure what that was, but
and it's a British thing. I've been watching a lot of British television.
British.
I'm struggling with my words.
You've been watching a lot of Bridgerton again. Is what
no,
you're saying?
No, I haven't, but I would really like to rewatch that. Because man, the Duke's hot. But
lady
anyway,
porn. That's why. Because of lady porn.
Yes, it is 100% lady porn, but I'm fine with that. Even you thought he was hot, okay?
Yeah.
And he's not going to be in the next season, which is very disappointing.
Well, isn't that the story, though? Doesn't the story shift away from those people?
So, I read the first book, and then I, read the second book, and I was like, okay. There's, a bunch of them, and I'm just not...
It's a serial, you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I had my moment of, reading historical romances when I was younger, but it's just not... I can do one... But I'm not going to read a whole, 10-book series thing nowadays.
Yeah.
It needs to have, some, stabbery and sorcery to keep me involved, I'm more of a high fantasy kind of lady. But anyway,
okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to tell you the basic version of this story of the White Bluff Screamer. And so if you've heard a different one, email me. Let's talk about it. Anyway.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. So, the story is...
I think I just kicked the camera. Is
you
it okay?
You did just kick the camera.
Is it okay?
It's fine. I mean, it's going to have a wild frame, but you'll be fine.
Sorry.
All right. Let's see. I got lost. There we go. Okay. So the standard version of the story. I'm really struggling today, y'all.
Yeah.
So the standard version of the story goes, there was this man, and he had a family, and he had bought some land out in the woods near White Bluff, which is a little community there in Tennessee. And it was, in the mid to late 1800s, and he had decided to build a cabin out there in an isolated little hollow. It wasn't too far out of town, but they were far enough away for it to feel, like their own, sort of separated from the rest of the town. And unfortunately, when they finally got all moved out there, they start hearing this high-pitched screaming noise coming out of the woods every night, and it wakes them up. And they're like, man, that's fucking irritating. What is that? And they looked around, but every night, as they'd go to bed, they'd keep hearing this high-pitched wailing. And it was really spooky, and it freaked them out, and the screaming never really got any closer, or didn't seem to be threatening them any, but it was just enough to, be really disconcerting, because they were far enough away from town that it could have been anything. So, eventually, the man is like, for fuck's sake, I'm going to find whatever's yelling, and I'm going to put a bullet in its head because I can't handle this anymore. So he takes his hunting dogs out with him, and he takes his rifle, and he's headed out towards the sound, and he's going to find the source of this screaming in the woods. Now, if it were me, I would not be pursuing the screaming in the woods because, man, that sounds like a bad idea. But yeah, he goes out with his doggos and his rifle, and they go looking for this screaming thing. The dogs sort of run out in front of him, sort of trailing down something. They've locked onto a scent. But eventually, before he can catch up to him, the dogs are frightened and start running back towards him with their tails between their legs, just like, fuck no, fuck no, fuck no. And they're heading back, dude, you're on your own, guys. We've seen it. Not for me. Bye, y'all. And so the guy keeps going all right, well, if the dogs are out, I guess I've got to be on my own finding this fucker. But eventually, when he reaches the sort of top, the crest of the hill, because they're kind of in a little valley where they're like a little hollow where their house is situated. So they sort of crest the ridge, and he's looking out over trying to see if he can find where that sound is coming from. All of a sudden, he hears the scream, but the scream is coming from the direction of his cabin this time. And he's like, well, fuck. So he starts sprinting back to his house, and he runs and he runs and he runs. And eventually he shows back up at his house, but he discovers the bodies of his family. All of his family have been shredded apart, and they're bloody.
So they were the
gross.
Screamers? The family was the Screamers.
Or what was screaming lured him out into the woods, so
it could scream at the family. It could scream kill the family.
Yeah, it could scream kill the family. Yeah.
Do you think it's the sonicness, or is it just like the screaming them to death? Just like enjoy this noise while you get bored to death.
So a lot of people call this particular spirit a banshee. But for the most part, it really doesn't match with actual banshee lore. And I looked into it because I find that shit very interesting.
Yeah,
so, it's the banshee it's spelled it's Gaelic because, you've got to have all the extra letters in there. Banshide. So it literally translates into like the fairy woman, the woman of the fairies.
Oh.
And so she's not actually a malevolent spirit in that kind of folklore. She's just a harbinger of death. She's the lady that shows up when she knows that one of your family members is going to die, and she starts wailing for them. She's keening. It's not really a scream so much as it is like it's keening. It's more like a mourning song.
You'll be happy to know that I now have my drag queen name for when I start doing drag shows.
What's that?
I'm going to be Bansheed. 100%.
That's not how you say it, but
well, you said it. You just said that.
Banshee. Yeah.
Okay, whatever. That's my name, and I'm going to be the fairy woman.
I like bearded queens. It'll be fun.
See?
We'll do you a nice glitter beard again.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh. See, I keep forgetting I did the glitter beard. We did it for Amber and Aaliyah's wedding a few years ago.
Yeah, we did a rainbow glitter beard. It was great.
We put rainbow and like hair gel and glitter all throughout my beard. It was just like a Roy G. Biv across my face. And it was really cool.
Yeah.
And I want to do it again.
Yeah. And by the way, it wasn't just a weird, like, it's a lesbian wedding, so rainbows everywhere, which it kind of was, but it was also on St. Patrick's Day. So he was kind of dressed like a leprechaun. Anyway,
I had a hat, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
You had a fucking hat.
You had a sparkly green little hat. Anyway.
And you'll be happy to know that if you invite me to your wedding, I will make it about me as well.
Well, no, we did actually ask beforehand to see if they were okay, because we didn't want to be like those people, but they thought it was hilarious. So,
but I always want to be those people.
And he was driving people in. So, anyway, So, So, let's see. Yeah. So basically, I mean, just as far as like actual folklore goes, I don't think it's a banshee, because like I said, there's only one kind of story where a banshee actually kills people, and that's if you like come upon her while she's combing her hair. She's supposed to have like really long fucking hair, and if you come upon her and you startle her while she's like combing her hair, she gets pissed off and like stabs you with her comb. Like I don't know. It's a weird banshee lore thing.
What's the comb made of?
Wood.
Like bone?
Okay. It's like a wooden comb, and she stabs you through your heart.
Oh.
It's a little weird. But yeah. So, maybe a banshee, maybe not. A lot of people do think it's just some kind of ghostly spirit of the forest kind of situation. A lot of people describe it as like a misty white presence that people will see in the woods around there, and they still report hearing this noise out there in White Bluff. But some people don't think it's a spirit at all. The more cryptidly thinking folks among us think that there is a creature out in their woods, and that's what's causing these screams. Which, fine, fair. What kind of creature is it, you might ask me? Shot in the dark.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say, Leo, what kind of creature is it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me see if I have
shot in the dark.
Any kind of weapon that you haven't heard yet, which there are, but like, I don't even remember what I've used. I have no idea.
Yeah, well, pick one. Excuse me.
Oh, this will be interesting. I don't think I've done this one. Let's try. I don't also believe I've heard it. So here we go.
Okay.
That's it's a very long one.
An atomic bomb of some sort?
No.
A missile silo?
Oh, you're close. Missile. How many shots came out? There were a bunch of shots. What kind of thing does that?
Fiery, gunny.
All right, it was a missile turret. So.
Oh, okay.
So.
I wouldn't have gotten that.
So Leah sucks. It was a missile turret. So there were a whole bunch of shots. There were 6 shots. That's all that it was.
Fun. Anyway, shot in the dark.
Okay.
The creature is said to resemble a real animal that isn't native to the area. The area being Tennessee, if you've forgotten. Anyway, what is the animal that it is said to resemble?
Okay.
Does it resemble A, a water buffalo, B, an alpaca, or C, a baboon?
So it's screaming?
It's screaming.
Okay, so it's a screaming thing. Now, okay, the fun one would be baboon. But the one that doesn't make the most sense, and also would be probably the most fun one, would be an alpaca. So I'm going to say alpaca.
Fucking shit.
Is that right?
I thought I got you with the baboon, but yeah. They say that it resembles a big white alpaca sort of wandering through the woods.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy just to like see an alpaca going, ah! Like one of those screaming goats, you know?
Exactly. That's what I have in my mind. Every time I think about this story, I think about... Sorry.
Leah just dunked her finger in the shot glass. Like, didn't even try to grab it, just finger in.
It reminds me of those goats with the Taylor Swift song. And I just think that it's going through the woods just this white freaked out alpaca. It's hungry. It's looking for snacks. And it's just go... Ah! Ah! I fucking want it to be a thing so bad.
That makes
I really
me so
just want
happy.
it to be an alpaca that's lost and pissed off and hungry, looking for food.
Oh, that is great. I love that. Taylor Swift alpacas. Yeah. Go ahead, take that shot. Tell me how awful it is. Oh, how was it? Look at you being a champ. Pretty bad, huh?
I don't like cranberry juice.
Well, that's the only thing we have to wash it down with, so.
Can I have some of your water?
It's... Oh, wait, it is over here. I forgot I had it. There you go.
Oh, that's heinous.
Heinous anus. Those cookies. Oh.
Okay.
How was it?
It was fun. The shot's not bad.
Okay.
It's just like...
Right. Steve, not on camera, man.
Yeah, so the cranberry juice, apparently I don't like it.
Steve is wiping his ass on camera.
He's just licking his leg. It's not his butthole.
Yeah, that's how he wipes his ass.
His butthole is a lot further down. Anyway,
I don't know why Leah knows where his butthole is.
Well, because I can see it.
Oh, Leah.
But yeah, it's supposed to resemble an alpaca. And, excuse me, the article that I got this information out of goes on to describe what an alpaca is for people that don't know, and it makes me happy.
Oh, is it one of those things from that guy?
No, it's not. It's not, but it's,
who's got to hit a word count. You know that guy I'm talking about.
I do, I know
He's
the guy.
He's featured on Dumb People Town all the time.
Yeah, and we've had a couple of his stories that we did on Trailer Trashy at one point. So, anyway, so this particular guy, okay, this is how they define alpaca.
All right.
That resembles an alpaca, brackets, a domesticated relative of the llama, brackets, a white furry beast that walks on all fours and stands about 6 feet tall with a face resembling a camel.
Okay.
It should also be noted that alpacas can produce a high-pitched whine or scream when frightened. So it makes me feel like there's an alpaca wandering in Tennessee somewhere. Some hippy-dippy lady bought an alpaca so that she could shave it and spin its wool to like weave.
Yeah.
And it got loose and it's wandering through White Bluff going, fuck!
No, you know what it is.
Fuck! back.
You know what it is? It's one of those, it is Tennessee, so it's one of those hill people with a long neck and a face that looks like a camel. You know those people I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do.
They have
I do.
very long necks, and they look like a camel in the face.
Yeah, I can see that. Either way, some people also think that it's just a Bigfoot, but like most of the sightings that you can hear reported of it really give it more of like a quadrupedal motion and not like
it's not bipedal.
Yeah.
There you go.
Most Sasquatches and Bigfoots are bipedal.
Sasquatch?
Sasquatchians?
What's Sasquatch?
The Sasquatch.
What's
they're
the
all
plural of Sasquatch?
I think it's Sasquatch.
There's a gander of Sasquatch.
I think it's a mystery of Sasquatch or a blur of Sasquatch. Anyway.
That's funny.
Yeah, because they're all blurry. Anyway.
See, that's one thing I don't like when you always talk about, people love talking about the fun plurals of animals and stuff. Why do you make up one to mean a bunch of things? Like the word murder in no language means a bunch of crows, right? It's just called a murder of crows. And it's like, oh, that means a bunch of them. No, that means you're using an incorrect word because crows are ominous.
Well, apparently now Mitch has a problem with collective nouns, which is like one of my favorite parts of speech. So fuck you.
No. I still think it's fun. I'm just saying, don't just make it up.
Well, all words are made up, dude.
Yeah, that is
Language
very true,
is about like expressing yourself with what you've got available, and a big spooky group of something calling it a murder makes sense.
When I'm making this argument, I realize I'm one step away from being like the dictionary definition of marriage says. And then I just realized, wait a second.
Yeah, you need to calm the fuck down, brah.
It's not near the same thing, but it's on the way.
It's a blur of Sasquatch, and love is love. Fuck off.
It was more so the when you used mystery for it to be. That doesn't mean a group. It doesn't. I like blur, though. Blur's fun.
Yeah. Anyway.
So it can be a blur of Sasquatch.
A blur of Sasquatch. But also, so some people think it's a Sasquatch. Some people think it's an alpaca wandering around. People think it's a banshee or a ghost. But it's also really good to note that in the wooded areas there in Tennessee, foxes scream like that, and bobcats also scream like that. So
fun.
my guess is it's either a mountain cat or like an irritated fox that's running around in those woods just screaming its fucking head off. And that's because there's a couple more like howling in the woods cryptids. So you've got the Ozark howler in Missouri, I think. And then you've got the Alabama white thing, which is down here and is also supposed to be a screaming white
That's
Bigfoot or cat or some. You're the Alabama white
That's just
thing.
me when I don't take my medicine. I go out nude and just go, ah!
All right, y'all. My husband's the Alabama white thing. It is reported to be located a lot in sort of the Birmingham area. So when you got drunk in college and
That
just
was
sort
me.
of streaking, that was you. And
Most of the reports were between May of 2007 and December of 2009.
Yeah, and you were really hairy, so it makes sense.
I was really hairy. No longer. Nope, still really hairy.
So I'm just saying, I feel like you could be a cryptid right here among us. But anyway,
we just went to Penny Beer on Wednesdays and Fridays. And where's Mitch? Oh, he's just naked running through 5 Points again.
And what's really weird, though, is there is actually, and my brother's told me about some of his friends that actually had a Bigfoot encounter there in 5 Points. It is, like, if you look it up, there are actual reports of Bigfoot in the 5 Points area of Birmingham, which is very odd. And like multiple people have reported seeing a creature like that in 5 Points. So I'm just saying, I think you're a fucking cryptid. And,
it was just me the whole time.
Pretty sure it's just you. But anyway.
Hey, make sure you're going right into your mic.
I am going right into my mic.
You weren't, and it wasn't picking up well. Everybody, Leah sounds much better now. Go ahead. You're not allowed to hiss into the microphone. I don't even know if that's going to pick up when we get done with the compression and everything, but goddamn, that was funny. It might just be a complete silent moment in both the video and the audio. Anyway, it was really funny to me.
Well, I'm here to make you happy. So anyway, that information was taken from the Southern Spirit Guide, which I highly recommend. Fantastic resource and just all around interesting blog to read. It's all about very obscure Southern ghost stories. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And then also the Only in Your State website. Yeah. So that was our very first story of the evening.
Yay! It was a fun story. I really enjoyed it. Just because it's so just thinking about what that might be.
Yeah, what's screaming in the woods? Is it an alpaca?
I hope
Is
it's
it a
just an
bloodthirsty spirit that's coming out to murder everybody in your cabin?
I hope it's just an alpaca.
I'm just fingers crossed for the alpaca, honestly.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I like alpacas. They're adorable. Yeah. Or maybe it's both and the alpaca is bloodthirsty as fuck.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
It's a murder paca.
If it's just this alpaca has tasted human flesh and it's not going back to fucking grain.
Oh my God. Can you imagine one of those bad sci-fi movie, horror movies? Just murder alpaca.
Yeah, it's Dralpaca. It's Dracula alpaca. It's a bloodsucker.
Even better. Make it a vampire alpaca.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Because it's a combination alpaca and what's the bloodsucker thing?
A chupacabra?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alpacacabra.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Alpacacabra.
Okay, sci-fi. Hit us up. I will write a screenplay for you.
Or Chewbacca. Way better. Because it's almost Star Wars.
But see, you're getting into infringement territory.
You're right. Alpacacabra is way better.
Alpacacabra is more fun to say.
Yeah.
I vote we go there. And while we're on the phone with sci-fi, we're going to take a little short break to cool our camera down and pet our booze cat. And we'll be right back very shortly.
We'll see y'all soon. And we have returned.
But Steve has not.
Yeah, Steve noped the fuck out.
Yeah, he's like, Gus, no.
It's like, y'all aren't gonna sit in here anymore? Well, yeah, eventually.
You're not gonna pet me in this box the whole time?
No.
I'm fucking off.
Yeah, he left. So now we do the rest of the show without the cat, unless he shows up.
Yeah, in which case we have a spot for him, but unfortunately he has decided not to join us.
Yeah. If we keep this show going and the cat dies and everything, we'll keep the box in memory.
The fuck is your problem?
It'll be a symbolic thing. It'll be cute.
Are you planning your cat's demise?
No, but I did sneeze 4 times right before we started, and now my nose is fucked up.
Oh, well, welcome to my life every single day of my life. Thanks for that. You brought the cat into my life, so.
Yeah, I don't think it's the cat. I just get sneezing fits now as I've gotten older. You know those people that get 6 sneezes in a row? Yeah, I'm that person now.
I'm also one of those people. But I've been that person since I was a little kid. But I honestly haven't smelled correctly since we started dating because of cat. So.
Yeah. Well, that's not my problem.
Yeah, well, there you go.
It's your problem.
All right, so.
You're the one with the cat problem.
Yeah, but you were the one with the cat. Had to fall in love with an asshole with a cat. An asshole cat at that. So, there you go. What? Our cat's a jerk.
All of that is just too much. You fell in love with my asshole?
No, I fell in love with the cat who
is my asshole? Thank you.
Anyway, however that works, there was a cat, there was an asshole, there's love.
I'm in love with an asshole.
His name is Steve Kitten. Anyway.
Who remembers that song? Hot damn. We are old as fuck, Leah.
Yeah, correct. Anyway, we're going to Tennessee again for this second story, and we're going to be talking about a ghost that haunts the Chickamauga battlefield.
Okay.
Chickamauga. I never say that the way people want you to say it. So anyway, because I've heard it Chickamauga and also Chickamauga, so I don't know which one's the more correct term, but whatever. We're talking about that battlefield, and we're going to be talking about the ghost of Old Green Eyes.
Okay. Old Green Eyes?
Old Green Eyes.
That's a person?
Well.
Oh, it's an alpaca, isn't it?
It's one of those. See, and that was my theme for this. I've been trying to sort of give myself little personal themes to work around, to sort of group stories together. This is another one of those stories where there is sort of a thing that happens. There's one particular set of circumstances. So in the first one, it was the scream that everybody reports the same, and then they've used the stories around it, and they've come to different conclusions. This is another one of those things where they see this particular apparition, and they've got a bunch of different stories as to what it is or what was causing it, how long it's been going on, etc.
Okay.
So, so if you don't know about the Chickamauga battlefield in Tennessee,
I do not.
Okay, great. So the Battle of Chickamauga was Chickamauga. Once again, I'm bad at saying those words, so
It really doesn't matter, Leah.
I'm gonna say Chickamauga,
Pick
but
one
I bet
and
it's.
stick with it.
I bet someone's gonna yell at me. But anyway, that battle was fought on September the 19th and 20th of 1863. That area is really rocky and hilly. It's kind of land that was too, unusable for farmland, that it was just sort of an unused section of land because it was rocky and hilly and rushy and woody, and it just wasn't useful to make farmland out of it. So it was just sort of a barren, no one was using it, and they ended up fighting, and it was some of the bloodiest fighting in the war at total.
Well, that's exciting.
If you'll remember your history, Antietam was the bloodiest single-day battle in the history of the Civil War. And I believe, that battle was, they lost 23,582 people. And then over 2 days there at Chickamauga, they lost 37,129 people. So it was a really big deal. And even in 3 days at Gettysburg, it was just 43,000. So like I said, it was one of the bloodiest battles in the Civil War. So obviously with that much horror and death and just absolute mayhem.
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 Oh God.
I've been struggling with the stutter, man.
That's not a stutter. You just misspoke. And it's funny.
All of that is part of the speech issues that I've been having as a symptom. But,
it was funny.
Anyway, the mayhem that was happening there obviously is going to leave behind some bad juju, some negative vibes. And that's where a lot of people think that this green eyes apparition comes from. So what people will report seeing is... So the battlefield is a state park now, and people report seeing these sort of two green glowing orbs, these just piercing bottle green glowing lights in the mist at night. And some people, so the story that you'll hear most, and the one that I heard when I was a kid, because I visited the battlefield just because it's nearby and it's like a historical thing. So the story that you'll hear most often is that it was, some people say it was a Yankee soldier, some people say it was a Confederate soldier, but at any rate, it was a soldier whose head got blown off by a cannonball, and they say that the spirit is looking for the head on the battlefield. And I have qualms with this, and I've had qualms with this since I was a little kid. Because if it doesn't have a fucking head, how does it have glowing green eyes? Seriously.
Well, the eyes just float and glow is what I would say.
Well, I mean, yeah, like it was just like a spectral where they were, but the whole thing's a ghost. The whole thing never made sense to me as a kid. It pissed me off. It was just like, look, if it doesn't have a head, why has it got glowing green eyes?
Well, it's like the headless horseman's got pumpkin head.
Sure, but this isn't like a pumpkin-headed Confederate. It's just glowing green eyes.
They just leave that part out. He has green eyes, but also a pumpkin head, but don't worry about that.
I don't know. It made me cranky when I was a kid, and it still makes me cranky today. But anyway, the story that you'll hear most often about old green eyes is that it is a Civil War soldier that is going up this one particular hill that was very... that there was a lot of casualties in that area during the fighting, and that, like I said, he got his head blown off by a cannon, and he's looking in the darkness, just searching for his head, trying to be reunited with his body so he can move on into the afterlife. You know?
Interesting.
And that he was green-eyed, and that's the whole story around it. A lore that it's just this Confederate, or, like I said, some people say it's a Union soldier, but anyway, soldier looking for its head, and his green eyes are piercing the darkness. Other people think it's a giant cat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's another. So
what?
Yeah, some of the more recent sightings of the quote-unquote spirit, and some of the books that you can find about it, they say that old Green Eyes occasionally will take the form of like a big cat. And the big cat, sometimes they call it a tiger, sometimes they call it a panther, but it's a big cat of some sort. And it has glowing green eyes. You know how cats kind of have eye shine?
Yeah.
And they say it kind of looks like that. And it's this big cat, this spectral cat that sort of lounges around on the monuments and is just like wandering around. It's just this big ghost cat, which, why? I don't fucking get it, but okay. Like, I like ghost cats. That sounds fun. I'll take a big ghost cat.
That implies that the cat died. I don't like that.
Well,
at
I mean,
all.
I don't even think it's a ghost. I think it's more of like an elemental, spectral, like, spirit ghost cat. I don't think it was the ghost of a cat. I think it is an entity cat, a manifestation cat, you know?
I don't know why this is in my head, but you said panther, and I've got to tell a story real quick. So I went to Birmingham Southern College the first time when it wasn't very hard. And I went there to play baseball, right? Because I was on the first year. I was going for the first year that Birmingham Southern had dropped from Division I to Division III in athletics. So we're there in Division III, and like all of the sports programs have been completely revamped. Brand new people, brand new athletic director, all that crap. And at the first meeting of like, there was a big athletic department meeting. All the students who were going to be athletes were in like a conference room, you know. And I believe it was the athletic director was like, Auburn has War Eagle, Alabama has Roll Tide, and Birmingham Southern was the Panthers. All right. And he said, we're going to have, yeah, Panthers. Can I get a yeah, Panthers? And this room full of hundreds of athletes went, what? Like, nobody did it. Nobody fucking did it. It was the funniest fucking thing. It's seriously like 200-300 people who just looked at each other and went, we're not fucking saying yeah, Panthers. We're not doing it like that, especially. Like, yeah, Panthers. We're not doing that. And that was just a running joke. Like, I still think about it all the time.
Yeah, I've heard you say that before, and I'm just
You've heard me say, okay, yeah, Panthers? Yes. I'm sure I've done it in front of you, and you're like, what the fuck is that? And I'm just like, yeah, Panthers.
Our mascot was a falcon, and we said falk 'em up. That's it.
I don't see why we couldn't have like a battle cry. Why did we go with yeah?
Yeah, Panthers.
Where's that from? Yeah, Panthers. And it took like a couple of tries. He was like, come on. And everybody went, yeah, Panthers. It was so dumb.
Oh, bless it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was really funny, though. It was one of the highlights of that first round of college for me.
Yeah, you couldn't get your college to cheer on anything. Meanwhile, at my college, we're cheer battling over musical productions for homecoming. So yeah. We didn't have that problem at my school. We were very enthusiastic about our chosen endeavors.
Yeah, Falcons.
Falk 'em up. Anyway, so I don't think anyone actually really used that. They just put it on T-shirts when they went into like the basketball championships and stuff. But anyway, so big cat possibly. Other people say that it's a lot older of a legend than people give it credit for. That it actually predates the Civil War by quite a bit. That there was already some creepy activity in the area white people showing up, and a lot of people think that it is sort of there's a similar story from a Cherokee tribe in the area about a spirit in that area that is associated with it. I haven't been able to track that actual story down, so whether that's actually like a story or if some paranormal writer just is bullshitting me. I can't tell you for sure. I can't validate that because I couldn't find the original story, but people say it's out there. So I can't validate that one way or the other, but that is another thing that people say, that it's just this elemental spirit, this kind of vengeful elemental deity kind of situation that's like, I've heard some things say that it was kind of a flesh-eating, cannibalistic kind of spirit, that like it was like kind of eating bodies on the battlefield kind of thing. Like there's a lot of stories about that kind of thing as well. But for the most part, it's just a spooky story that they tell kids when they come to the battlefield. And a lot of people actually, so it's open to the public, the battlefield is, but it is closed at night. But a lot of people will trespass trying to, especially the park rangers that I read stories about say that, people trespassing peaks in October because people are going out on the battlefield trying to find ghosts.
In October, it's creepy.
Yeah, it's just a thing. And even one of the other park rangers said that, he was the one that came up with the whole thing. It was just a fun thing that they, told the story in for like Halloween, just for shits and giggles one time. And it just sort of became a story that kind of kept passing itself along,
Steve's back.
So whether it was, something that actually existed in the area, or if it was just a story some bored park ranger came up with, it is something that is pretty prevalent in the area. And a lot of people, if you talk about Chickamauga, that's the spirit that they will talk about. Yeah. But actually, the accounts, I guess, of spirit activity in that area actually go pretty far back. So there was a book that was written just slightly after the Civil War ended, and it's a book that was written by a woman named Susie Blaylock McDaniel, and she wrote The Official History of Catoosa County, and in that book, in 1876, I believe, there was a guy named Jim Carlock, and he was an early resident of a little community nearby the battlefield, and he wrote about his encounter with a ghost in that particular spot. And he said that he was returning home from a centennial celebration in 1876. It was about 13 years after that battle had taken place. And the quote from the book is, "Did you ever see a ghost? They used to see them on Chickamauga battlefields just after the war." And in this whole passage, he goes on to say that he's returning home from the celebration, and it's sort of dark at night, and they're on horses, and there weren't any houses nearby, because like I said before, it was really in an uninhabited area of land. And they said that they see something 10 feet high with, quote, a big white head, just sort of glowing in the distance. And he and his companions, he was on a horse. The people that he was with were in like a wagon drawn by horses. And he said that they sort of rode up and they end up seeing what this entity is. And apparently it yelled out to them, the spectral apparition yelled, "Let me alone." And eventually they realized what it was. It was the ghost of an African-American woman who was carrying a bundle of clothes on her head. So that's what the big white head was. It was just like a bundle of like laundry on her head, and it was just an apparition. And like I said, you could see clean through her, and she sort of disappeared as they were watching, but it was just the ghost of probably an enslaved woman, and the only thing the ghost said to them was like, "Let me alone," so fuck off, basically. And so that was like one of the most early recorded actual ghost sightings and stuff in the area in that battlefield. And even more, stories come out of that battlefield, not just the green eyes thing, but there's also another one that's pretty prevalent. There's one of the white ladies that you'll hear about. Apparently it's not a white lady.
Leah.
Is it a white lady?
Good God.
Fucking A. God damn it, I ruined my shot in the dark.
Is it a white lady? I'm going to pick white lady.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you the question, and I might not have it correct. So,
okay, well, is it a shot in the dark?
Yeah, it is a shot in the dark.
Okay, well, we got to do a thing. Hold on, we got to pick one. I have one. Again, I'm not sure if I've done this one, so let's see. You ready?
That just sounds like bottle rockets.
It's just a rocket. I think we've done that one before.
Okay.
It says rocket, but that's a fucking bottle rocket.
Yeah.
That's not...
What a weapon. Anyway, I told you there's a kid in my class in 5th grade that blew his eye out with one of those.
Jesus Christ, Leah. Good God.
Sorry. That is a true story, though. Like, no kidding. He came back with an eye patch and kept the eye patch for the rest of the time because he didn't have an eye anymore. Anyway, I've been scared of firecrackers ever since 5th grade because of that.
Oh, it was a firecracker?
No,
was it a bottle rocket?
It was a bottle rocket.
You said firecracker.
But I mean, fireworks of any sort.
There you go.
But yeah, so shot in the dark, another specter named for a color is known to haunt Snodgrass Hill, which is one of the locations of a lot of fighting there. What is she called? Is she called?
That was for you failing, by the way.
The Gray Lady? The Lady in Red? Or the Lady in White?
Lady in Red.
Gray, white, or red, Mitchell?
I mean, should I just get it wrong so I'll take the shot?
I can take the shot. I don't care.
No.
I'm fine.
I'm going to say Lady in Red because of the song.
Mitchell, you know it's the white one.
Oh, I just wanted to play that noise.
Messed it up. But yeah, she was a lady in white. You called me a jackass over there?
No, I just found that noise. I was like, that looks fun. Yeah. There's another one I want to try real quick. It says bongos.
Weird. Huh. Bongos. Yeah, but... Stop. But yeah, it was a lady in white. And apparently the story there was a sort of a cabin near the Snodgrass Hill where the Snodgrass family was living. And that cabin was really the only, livable, like the only house in quite a distance. And it ended up serving as a field hospital for both the Union and the Confederate soldiers at different points in the battle. And apparently the woman in white was a woman, like a young woman that lived there, and apparently her fiance died in the battle or something like that. And so she wears her wedding dress, even though the white wedding dresses really weren't quite a thing just yet then. But anyway, whatever. The lady in white shows up and she's searching for her lover out on Snodgrass Hill, and she never quite finds him.
Climbing out on Snodgrass Hill.
She never quite finds him, and so she's got a lantern, and she's looking everywhere for him. And a lot of people still claim that they see this lady in that area on that Snodgrass Hill section of the park. And of course, there's a lot of other hauntings, not just those two, but those are the ones that are most frequently.
That is awful.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Oh.
Those are the two that are most frequently reported as being seen, but a lot of the times visitors will also say that they hear gunshots from the battle. You'll hear hoofbeats out of nowhere where there aren't horses. Apparently you can smell the really strong scent of alcohol occasionally.
Oh, I hope not this vodka.
I don't know if it's like soldiers that got drunk or if it was like an anesthetic kind of alcohol where
like
they're
rubbing
like
alcohol?
Yeah, like where they're or whiskey or whatever, where they're amputating things. I don't know. But, like I said, a lot of people have seen a bunch of, like, weird shit in this area. So, like, apparently there's one report that I was reading of a girl, I think it happened in 1990. She said she was 16 years old, and they were, like, they had, like, a hayride on the battlefield, like a fall festival-y kind of thing. She said it was around dusk and they were doing this hayride thing, and they were waiting on their turn near, there's a section called the Wilder Tower, which is a completely different story in general, but anyway, they go off into that area of the tower, and they saw like a flame appear, and anyway, they see this like skeleton hanging out in a Confederate soldier's uniform, and he gets off and he's being all creepy, and then he kind of disappears, which makes me think that this girl has been slipped something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some good old Georgia homeboy.
Or possibly, skeleton riders are a bit much for me. I can get behind the ghost cat, but ghostly Confederate skeletons it's a bit far for me. But maybe.
I don't know.
I never saw it. But it could also be that someone was dressed up like that to scare the shit out of these kids on a hayride. I don't know. Just a thought. But they also say that a lot of the times... there was one that I really liked. I was reading the story. Civil War reenactors are a thing down here.
Yeah.
It's just a fact of life. They're a thing. They're grown-ass folks that get dressed up in the full uniforms, cut their hair... like they just are into it. They've got reproduction arms or actual arms from the Civil War. Like they're fucking into it, which, okay, whatever, more power to you, bro. Like at least the Renaissance Fair has beer.
Yeah.
But that's just my personal opinion.
Can you not drink at a Civil War reenactment?
I mean, I'm sure you can, but there's less body winches running around and a lot more like just huddling with dudes and laying on the ground because you're dead. No thanks, not for me. I'd rather have the meat and the turkey leg. But
if we're going to watch,
boo.
I don't want to participate, but I'll go watch if there's a lot of alcohol involved.
No, I mean, I don't think it's really. There are spectatory kind of things, but for the most part, it's just it's just
role play.
Yeah, it's just a role play kind of. It's LARPing. Yeah. It's Confederate. It's racist LARPing. Yeah. Anyway,
it's historical
LARPing. Yes, excuse me.
It's heritage LARPing. Leah.
I guess. But anyway, so they have a thing out there for the reenactors called Live in History Days, and it's where a bunch of, they put on, reenactments of different battles and stuff like that. And apparently they spend the night and they camp out like it was the Civil War, and they piss in buckets and all that stuff. The whole nines, they're living like it was the Civil War. So this one group, I think the guy that was interviewed in this section was called David Lester. But him and a bunch of his friends, they have their own battalions and groups and numbers, and it's very much organized. And anyway, they have their camp set out, and him and a few of his friends sort of wander over into a neighboring camp, and they say, "Hey guys, what's up?" And they talk, and they're all role playing. They're still very much into it. They're pretending they're all Civil War soldiers. They're talking about the days they had it. If I knew more about the Civil War, I would insert something about that here. But, they were really deep into this role play. And so they were having a great time. They said, "Yeah, we'll see you in the morning. Bye, guys." They went back to their camp. But the next morning they got up and they were going to go share coffee or whatever with the guys over at the next campfire. And those people were not there. There was no sign of their campfire. There was no sign of any tents or where any of the ground had been disturbed. So they believe that they just hung out and spent the night hanging out with a bunch of actual Civil War ghosts.
Yeah. They had a ghost campfire.
Yeah, a ghostly fucking shit. And that
like a ghostly fucking shit.
That screams more like time slip to me than it does ghosts. Because there's such a difference, and I'm such a goddamn nerd about it. But
it's too much, Leah.
Yeah, it definitely.
Excuse me. Actually, it sounds more like a time slip.
It does.
Hello?
I fucking love time slip stories.
I don't mean to be that guy, but actually,
there's a couple of time slip stories that I want to group together and do a Patreon episode about. So yeah, I'm a big fan of time slip stories, but anyway. But yeah, so that's sort of the high points of the Chickamauga battlefield and some of the haints that haint it. And it is open to the public. It is a beautiful area. If you're not even interested in the Civil War, that's fine. It's a beautiful location. Tennessee is really pretty. And it's a nice place to have a picnic with your family if you're into that kind of thing. Family and whatnot. But anyway, you can, see that should you care to. And if you don't,
I'm not into the
too.
family aspect.
Anyway, but yeah, so most of that information was taken from, let's see, the National Park Service, the Rome News Tribune, the Chattanooga Pulse, and ghostresearch.org, which is the website for Ghost Research Society, which is a little ghost
which is in fact an actual society.
Yeah, it's a ghost hunting group out of Tennessee. So
yeah.
That was a lot of fun. And those were the ghosts of Chickamauga.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that was a fun story too.
I thought so.
I like the time slip campfire.
Time slip campfire. Like I said, I fucking love a good time slip story, and I just I'm definitely going to do that because I've been throwing around that thought about doing a Patreon episode about time slips for a while, and I think I'm just going to have to break down and write it maybe for next month because I'm just into it. So.
Yeah, I like time travel movies. Like, what's that one I made you watch that you thought was
about time? Maybe?
No. That one's great. That is a great rom-com. Time travel movie.
Yeah, I did like
the
About
one with
Time.
Ethan
There was
Hawke.
Yeah, that was good. But there is another one that's got what's his bucket in
Ethan
it.
Hawke. Ethan Hawke's the one I'm talking about. You may not remember it that well. But anyway, I love that movie and you didn't care for it.
I thought that was About Time, like the one where he kept going back cuz his dad could
No, that's About Time.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with Ethan Hawke.
Which one are you talking about?
The one I'm talking about is the one with Ethan Hawke where there's that bomber and they keep going back in time to stop the bomber. I made you watch it, and it turns out he's his own like father and grandfather and mother and like everything all at the same time.
I don't think you ever made me watch that.
I did make you watch it. I just can't remember the name of it. I'm gonna look it up.
The last time travel movie that
Sorry
you made
for spoilers for everybody. By
the
way.
last time travel movie that you made me watch was that one with the goofy guy from Saturday Night Live. Andy Samberg.
Oh, Andy Samberg. Yeah, that one is.
That was another time travel movie.
That's a great one.
That was a time loop movie.
That's Groundhog Day, essentially.
Basically,
and it's so fun.
That
it's
one
not
was
time
really
travel.
good.
Yeah,
it's a time loop. That counts.
Time loop movie. And I forgot Paradise Falls or something like that.
I don't remember. It's on Netflix. It's pretty good.
No, it's on either Hulu or Amazon. It's not on Netflix.
I thought it was a Netflix original.
No.
Okay, well, whatever. Fuck me. But anyway.
I'm going to look that one up.
Weirdly, we've watched a lot of romantical time travel movies.
Yes, I love time travel movies.
I also really like Kate and Leopold if we're going weird time travel rom-coms. It is terrible.
Palm Springs.
I love it.
Palm Springs was the name of that movie. That's it.
Of which movie?
Andy Samberg.
Okay.
I'm going to look up the Ethan Hawke one real quick.
We've got to get to a toast, brah.
Yeah, we'll get there, but right now I'm
time to Space Jam.
Look for the space. You think that song's in it?
Probably not.
That's
the
be
worst.
Fucking terrible.
I love that song.
For the Space Jam.
Welcome
All
to
right.
the Space Jam.
All right. I'm just gonna fucking Google it. IMDb is not helping.
Me and my cousin fucking loved Space Jam. My grandmother took us to see it. It was fucking awesome.
Predestination. That's the name of that movie with Ethan Hawke.
I've never seen that.
You and I watched it because I was
didn't.
like, I heard about this movie. You need to sit down and watch it with me because I've watched it a couple times now. It's fun. And it's, it's like that Futurama where Fry goes back and becomes his grandfather. It's the same thing. And you have watched it.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the things that you watched by yourself because you knew I would hate it.
I watched it a couple times by myself and brought it home to you to watch, and I don't think you paid attention to it.
Okay, that's also a possibility.
Yeah, that's absolutely what happened.
It sounds really terrible.
No, it's actually really good. Like, it's when you watch it, it's good. It's one of those that's good one time. And then every other time you're like, okay, I get it. But the first time it's like, ooh, this is fun. Yeah. It's a thriller. It's suspenseful. And anyway, Predestination and Palm Springs.
I still don't think I've ever seen
those.
that, but all right.
Y'all go watch those movies. Predestination and Palm Springs. Try them out. Let me know how you feel. Also, if you still haven't seen Inside by Bo Burnham, go do that.
Or Kate and Leopold, because...
Kate and Leopold's fine. About Time, though, for real, is awesome.
It is actually really cute.
About Time is great. And that one is on Netflix, and you should... Well, last I checked, it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
So you should check that one out for sure.
Yeah. Our Booze Cat's back.
Yeah, he's been back.
Yeah.
He jumped on me.
He's a good boy. Anyway, who's ready for a toast?
You are.
Yeah, Okay, everybody hoist your bottle of liquor high into the sky.
Don't drink that.
Okay, wasn't
that
gonna.
Shit's gross.
Everybody hoist your water cup high into the sky. That's water. Anyway, I should drink after I toast, huh?
I mean, I guess, but I have to set a timestamp now.
Oh, damn it. I said the D word, didn't I?
Leah, Jesus fucking Christ.
I've got to make it through one of these shows without saying that. Anyway, okay, so everybody hoist your vessel of preference high into the sky. We're toasting. Okay. A wailing alpaca is screaming through the woods, not out for vengeance, it's just looking for goods. Old Green Eyes may have lost his... Nope, let me try that again.
Okay.
Different cadence. Old Green Eyes may have lost his head to a cannonball, but speculation on that spirit's just a free-for-all. Drank.
All right, not bad, Leah. Not bad whatsoever. Yeah. I hope I didn't ruin Predestination for anybody.
I still don't know what's going on in the movie, and I haven't seen it, so...
No, you have seen it. You've literally seen it.
I don't think you're accurate with that, but okay.
Okay. I mean, I remember showing it to you. It was from 2014. We watched it about, I'd say, 2 years ago. And 100% you've seen it.
I don't think I've seen it.
100%.
I guarantee you that's one of those things that you watched at work and thought that you made me see.
No, because yes, I did watch it while I was at work, while I was working. And then I went, Leah is going to watch this movie with me. And we came home and watched it like a day or two later. And then I've watched it since.
Well, all I'm saying is it didn't stick with me. If I did see it, which I still doubt.
I'm sorry for ruining it for anybody. But
I don't think anybody's going to watch
Basically, there's one character in the movie, and it's Ethan Hawke. That's it.
Fun.
It's everything you need to know. It's all of it. There you go.
All right.
It's kind of fucked up, too. There's a lot of weird shit that happens in that movie. But that's what makes it good.
Okay.
The first time.
Good to know.
Yeah. So, is that it?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Go check out Palm Springs, About Time, and Predestination. Southern Spirits Movie Club will be back next week.
That sounds terrible. We have terrible taste in movies.
I don't know if we'll be back next week, but we're going to try. No, all of those are great movies.
All right.
Palm Springs is really good. I was surprised how good that was.
Yeah, I actually really did like that one.
Yeah, Palm Springs is great.
And I don't like Andy Samberg, so...
I do. You don't like Andy Samberg?
I don't dislike him. I just didn't want to watch him. Like him in shorts and stuff like that. He's funny, and like you need him like a short period of time.
Like short pants.
No, I'm talking about like short form.
Short supply.
Yeah, like short form comedy segments.
Because he wears shorts the whole movie. That's why I thought you were saying that.
Gotta love them gams. No. No. I'm talking about like in short spurts of thing. He's fun and funny, but I didn't think he could sustain something that didn't make me want to punch him. You know what I mean? Like he's got one of those real like punchable attitudes, but it worked for that movie and I like it. So anyway, wrap it up, Buttercup.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Hopefully we'll be back again in 1 week. Follow us on all of your social media platforms. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/Southern Spirits Podcast. Send us a postcard or anything else fun to P.O. Box 1743, Hartselle, Alabama 35640. I forgot the email address. Send us an email, southernspiritspodcast@gmail.com. And I believe that's everything. Is that it, Leah?
You're right.
All right. Well, y'all log into YouTube. Check out Steve the Booze Cat front and center this week. So we will see y'all next time.
Bye, y'all.